Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, in this video I'm going to be showing you a new build that I have come up with, or several builds technically, just to match each element for the Alatreon armour set bonus, which is all elemental resistance and elemental conversion. Here you go, you can read these here. Basically, your elemental resistances get converted into elemental damage for your weapon. And in this case I'm going to be covering the Alatreon light bowgun because it has access to all of the main elements with rapid fire. You unfortunately can't get all of them to recoil 1 and reload fast, so this is just what I went with. I went with 2 recoils, 2 reloads, and the augments that I put on this were affinity, health, and element. You can customize that as much as you want, that's completely up to you. That's just what I went with. So, getting into the builds, they're a little bit all over the place. I've pretty much just been slapping together a bunch of stuff, but to start off with the water one, we have this. I'm using, of course, 3-piece Alatreon and 2-piece Namielle. I'm using 2-piece Namielle on everything because it increases elemental damage, or your element, basically. It increases your element. And it gives you 3LM ammo up 2. So, that's pretty nice. All of the builds have 3LM ammo up 1, so that I would get to 3 when I activate that, which will be pretty much all the time, because you're always going to be firing at the monster with light bowgun ammo. So, and because you have access to all the elements, you can just sit and fire whatever you want, pretty much, and because they're all rapid fire, they do count as 3 hits for every 1 shot, so you'll be proccing that all the time, basically. But this is the water build we got going on here. I'll show you the decos. The decos are different between builds, so here they are. You can just copy this. Change it up as you want. I kind of just slapped things together. I needed Mind's Eye in there. The Thunder build doesn't actually have Mind's Eye because I couldn't fit it, but I wanted to make use, since I was using the Namielle set, I wanted to make use of the elements that were already on here. So for Thunder, I had the Thunder boots, and then for Water, I got the chest piece. Even though the Alatreon stuff is arguably better in those slots, I still managed to make do with these and not the Alatreon parts. So again, it's kind of just slapped together, but it is really, really solid. The water one is actually quite nice because this build has evade window, the other ones don't, because evade window comes on the chest piece actually. Level 4. Super nice. Great for light bowgun. But yeah, obviously you got your crits. If you haven't already noticed, I do only have 35%, which would go, which would get plus 50. It's really hard to slot in. I actually have 2 more here, which would get added. But it's really hard to slot in everything that I need, plus crit eye, and also get Namielle Divinity and Alatreon Divinity. I'm not going to lie, it's really hard. There probably are, there's a few things here I could sacrifice for expert, but it's just, there's a lot of stuff here that I really want. Like 90% of the stuff in here is just crit boost, weakness exploit, and crit eye anyway. So it's really hard to replace stuff and get exactly what I want. So yeah, it's a struggle making builds for this. But the ice and the fire ones, here we go. Moving on to these, they are exactly the same, minus 1 is for fire and 1 is for ice, so charm change. They do run different decos, so here are the decos. If you want to copy this, change it up as you want, you can do whatever. This one uses different pieces. As you can see, I'm using the Namielle coil, Gamma, and I'm using the beta boots. I think I was using the beta boots last time, but for the Thunder one, it'll be Gamma. So we lost evade window. We now have evade extender. I believe we have 3 divine blessing this time, which we didn't last time. We lost 3 attack boost, but I feel like this is arguably the better build actually, because we gain more than we lose with this one, and we also have more crit. I am using the weakness exploit mod, by the way, so 50 weakness exploit is active at all times. So I technically have 95% with this at all times, which is really nice. The odds are in my favour with that. Fire and ice are the same, like I said. And then there's thunder, which is a little bit different to the others as well. So here are the decos. Actually, the decos are pretty much the same as the water one, except I don't have Mind's Eye. But I literally cannot slot Mind's Eye without tanking 2 crit, which I could do. But, I don't know, man. It's really hard to slot it all in there. Maybe I could. Maybe I could just get rid of 2 crit, you know? And then just put Mind's Eye somewhere. It's really rough building these. If you've got any suggestions on how I can build these a little bit better while using Namielle Divinity and Alatreon Divinity, please let me know. Because the whole focus of this build is to have Namielle Divinity and Alatreon Divinity with this light bowgun. So, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm open for all of them. But, yeah, anyway. Just a little bit of a showcase here of the weapon. And what it can do, as you can see, rapid fire, that's really awesome. I believe this one is normal reload, because of what I have on. We're now doing much more element. I guess you can't see the element with bowguns, but you can see I did have a nice increase of damage there. We're doing 60, 30, 30, almost all the time. Actually, yeah, we only had 1 drop there, because I have 95%. But if you're just wailing into a monster the whole hunt, you will definitely mess them up. And then for like the Alatreon fight, let's say you want to use this building in an Alatreon fight, if you don't have anyone that can share you ammo, you can just move on to another ammo type. It's going to do a little bit less damage because you don't have like your elemental attack increase with the charm or your decos. So as you can see, Thunder's doing a lot less damage than Fire is. But let's say I'm against the Fire version of Alatreon. Fire doesn't do anything, so I'd switch to Ice. It's only for the meantime until he switches back, which then, of course, you can go back to Fire. You run out of ammo, you can just use up all your ammo. You will be doing less damage, but at least you're not firing normal shot ones, you know, with like a Safi weapon. Because you only have access to like 1 good element, and then once you run out of ammo with that, and you're not dying, you can't Firecaster away, so you're just firing whatever else you got left. So yeah, those were the builds. The next clip is just going to be a full Alatreon fight with the weapon, so if you don't want to watch that, then there you go, there's your chance to click off now. If you want to see how the weapon performs against Alatreon, then continue watching. But anyway, that's the build. If you got any suggestions on how I can mix it up or make it better, please let me know. But keep in mind, I do want to keep Alatreon Divinity and Namielle Divinity, so there is that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and adios.
We think elemental weapons should be able to shut down Alatreon's powers.
So non-elemental weapons won't be of much use, huh? Hunters, you got that? Alatreon's readying a big attack. Get your healing items ready.
Alatreon's shifting elements.
attack. Get your healing items ready.
Alatreon's shifting elements.
Wow, you did it! This hunt will go down in history.